So I'm going to do an end of week SOFI video for an update. I think the last video I did was Monday or Tuesday, and we were somewhere in this area. And my target was somewhere around 682 to like 645. I think we ended up, or as you can see, we ended up at 663. And we're starting the C wave here. The question is, next week, are we going to get follow through and go higher? And I think we will. The reason I say that is if you zoom in here on the C wave, I have us at first wave, second wave, and then I have us in the middle of a third wave right now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, could be A, B, and then C out here. But it could also just be the fourth wave ends right here, and we're starting the fifth wave right here. And so we are currently on the third wave still for the C wave. And so we still have one more move higher, a fourth wave, and then a fifth wave as well. And so I'm thinking that the overall market has got another maybe 2% higher, and then we're going to start moving, retracing. So let's get some targets here for SOFI now. For this third wave, I'm looking for somewhere in the area of maybe 777 to 786, something like that. Go ahead and move this right here. And after that, I would look for a pullback to somewhere in around the 750, 760 range, something like that. And that might take half a day to a day or something like that. Let's get a target for the fifth wave then. And then the fifth wave, I'm expecting something definitely above the top of this. So the top of the A wave was at 806 or 807. And so right now, if we were only to go to about 775 to 785, then I would target somewhere just above this all the way to maybe like 825. However, I think that there's a good possibility we can go to like 840, 850. These are just projections, and it's kind of hard to say how far each wave is actually going to go. But, so like, let's say if the third wave ends up going all the way to the top of here, then we'd be looking at something like, you know, 835 all the way to 850 or so. And then if we get an extended fifth wave, we could go all the way to $10. It's not out of the question. Or we could fill this gap here at 885. That's another possibility. So we'll have to just watch it next week and see how it goes. But I don't think that this is definitely not done at all, because this only retraced about to the 0.38 fib, maybe a little bit farther. And so I think that we're definitely going to go higher than 807. That's pretty much, it's not guaranteed, but I think that's a very good probability we go higher than that. Plus the overall market should be going higher next week as well. So on Friday, I started selling some covered calls though, because I just get impatient, and I'm always paranoid that maybe the chart will break and will head down and I won't have sold any. So I like to scale into my position. And so I sold some, I think I sold some $8 July 15th or July 8th calls. And about like 20% of my holdings pretty much. And the rest of them I will wait until we get above this level right here to sell. And then I'll also be scaling into puts as well. And at what point would I consider myself wrong would be if this ended up looking like a 5-wave move if something changed drastically. But for right now, I feel like this is definitely an ABC move. And an ABC move means that there's definitely a 5-wave move coming the opposite way. And like I've been saying in all the videos, if we zoom out here to the daily chart, I've had this for a long time. So my personal opinion is we'll get up here in this area, and then I think that the overall market is also setting up for this too. I think the next 3 to 4 months after like the next week or so are going to be just down, bounce, down, bounce, down. And I think it's going to be pretty painful. That's my #1 possibility of what I think is going to happen. Hopefully I'm completely wrong, but this chart has worked out way too perfectly for me to consider that not the most likely scenario. And so, like I said, I'm still targeting below here. Hopefully, or it could be a double bottom, but hopefully if we do go below here, it won't be that much, maybe 4 to 480, maybe not go below $4. But if the overall market, if SPY is going to go to 350 to 368, you got to believe if we hit 423, 425 or something like that on SPY, and then we fall off a cliff, that would be what, almost a 20% move. Then you got to think that same thing is going to happen here with SOFI. And so we'll see what happens next week, but just wanted to give you a weekend update. And I'll look at this chart probably somewhere around maybe like Wednesday or so and do another video, just give you guys an update. But just scaled into my cover calls and probably starting to scale into puts here midweek next week if we break this high here at 807. So that's it for now. Let me know in the comments how you're playing your covered calls. I like to hear about everybody's ideas on the chart. And make sure that you like and subscribe so I can give you guys more updates next week and on other growth stocks as well. So, all right, I'll see you here in a few days.